A scene so familiar. It feels like stepping into a picture from long ago. For generations, moments like these shape how society defined a woman's place. And I can't help but wonder, was this truly where they were meant to be? Maayong adlaw mga magtutuki! Maayong pag-abot sa Pagtuki with KJ, a CGM mini video series debunking misconceptions of Cebuano culture and history. Tara! Ubanta sa pagtuki, labot sa mga butang kaniadto, pagpalapad sa kaalam, aron nasayod sa kamatuoran. Patriarchal societies long defined women as wives, daughters, and mothers, reinforcing their place in home. This belief ran deep. But to see the bigger picture, we must look beyond it and listen to women today. Their strength, voices, struggles, and reimagined identities.
I am glad, first of all, that this is being brought to the fore because oftentimes in our society, especially not March, we often ignore our women and their contributions to our society. But history is rich in telling us that women actually had lots of contributions for our communities, for our country. In fact, during the time when the Spaniards did not yet colonize the Philippines, a lot of studies will reveal that the women played a very important role, a very respectful role. They served as babaylan. Although some would call them katalunan, or in other places, asog. But basically, all these are telling us that women played a very important role before the Spanish colonial authorities came. And they did this by being spiritual warriors. And by spiritual warriors, we mean that they basically served as some kind of mediator between humans and the diwatas, as they would believe before, who would be giving all the blessings for communities. In fact, some scholars would say that the datus that were heading the groups before would get the advice of the babaylan if it's okay to wage war, if it's okay to engage in war, if it's okay not to engage in war, which means a lot, so that you can say that in a way they're a lot higher in the status because the dato would really get the assurance or the go signal of the women healers, the babaylanes, before they engage in very important activities during the pre-colonial times.
Many common ideas about women, their strengths, interests, and roles stem more from cultural expectations than science. Simone de Beauvoir's The Second Sex shows how society shapes opportunity. Cordelia Fine's Delusions of Gender reveals how context influences ability. And Caroline Criado Perez's Invisible Women highlights how systems often overlook women. Together, they point to the importance of examining social structures and not just individual traits. This Women's Month, may we celebrate the strength, contributions, and everyday stories of women, and continue creating spaces where their voices and abilities are recognized, heard, and valued. And that wraps our National Women's Month episode. Remember, we're not fault finders. We just want to seek the truth. Stay curious and join us again here on Pagtuki with KJ. See you next time.